Hello there, this is Peter Beckenham, the Village Marketer from peterbeckenham.com. And as always, talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border. And today I'm talking about marketing on Facebook, but in particular, prospecting on Facebook. Now please, don't go and hide with the word prospecting. I'm going to share with you what I do every single day. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you can do this. You really can. It's not hard. And it's certainly not going to put you too much outside your comfort zone. I can guarantee you that, right? I've got 10 tips. Here they are. First, decide who your target audience is going to be for your potential prospects, whatever your business may be. It could be a network marketer or an affiliate marketer or a video marketer or whatever, okay? Decide who your target audience is going to be and try and bring it as clear in your head as you possibly can. In my case, look at me, my age, right? I go for baby boomers who are in business online. And I also look at the personal development type groups. But, word of caution here. The groups I select, right, and this is step-by-step process, right? The groups I select are small and intimate. I don't go for 20,000 size public groups. I mean, I've joined them, and I can tell you, you get lost, completely lost in the swamp of information and links and spams and God knows what, right? I'd much rather small groups, 50, 60, maybe 100 people maximum, right? There's much more interaction, much more closeness there. But make sure also the groups you join are in fact alive. There's many groups that are dead as dodos, right? So if there's people in those small groups that are active, right, then they're the ones you should be looking for. Secondly, when you're in the groups, share, support, add value to the groups. Do whatever you can to draw attention to yourself that you're not a threat. That's my message, please. You are not a threat to the group. You are someone that is actually bringing value to the group. So make sure the content you share with the group is of interest to them. Then, after a short period of time, reach out to certain members within the group. I mean, it'll happen automatically and it'll happen logically, right? As you comment on other people's posts, example, and like them, they will respond back to you over a period of time. And you can actually then send out a PM to those people saying, hey, I really enjoy the post you're doing. I'd love to be friends with you on Facebook, all right? We can chat even more. But you do it as a PM first. You don't send a friend request. And I can tell you, 9 times out of 10, when you do that, they will send you a friend request rather than you have to send them one. And that's perfect because that still puts you in a position of authority and leadership, so to speak, within the relationship you're building with them, right? Then, plan your first one-to-one contact with them. And I mean truly plan it. Have it very clear in your mind what your outcome is. And let me tell you, the outcome is not to try and sell something, right? Let me tell you, the outcome I have is to have the person you are having a one-on-one chat with delighted and excited about continuing a conversation with you over a period of time. That's the outcome I'm looking for, right? Interest, involvement, engagement. Another part of the planning is to decide, really, whether you want to continue with that interest, involvement and engagement. Maybe the person's as dead as a dodo. Maybe they're not the slightest bit interested in chatting with you, or maybe their business potential with you is non-existent, whatever, okay? Fine, that's the rules of the road. That happens, right? So if that's the case, just be polite. Thank you. It's lovely to chat with you and see you later, right? But if they are people of interest to you, the key issue is to want them to continue the conversation as an outcome. Next point, number 5, first impressions are critical to you. I tell you what, you don't get a second chance to create that first impression, right? That's pretty well known. So what you need to do is be remarkable, be memorable. That's what you need to do. Be different. The last thing you should do is try and promote anything. Do not do that, okay? And the best way to be remarkable and memorable is to be interested in them. Not interesting. Be interested in them. Ask about their family. Ask about their children. Ask about their interests, their hobbies and things, whatever it may be, okay? And show real interest in them. And by the way, if you're on a mobile phone doing this, rather than a PC or a laptop, sometimes what I've done when I've finished the conversation, I've left a little audio note of thank you to them as well that you can use on a smartphone, if you know what I'm talking about, right? And it's just a 30-second thing, saying it's really been good to chat with you. Look forward to catching back to you soon, and relate to something you just spoke about in the chat, all right? It's just an idea. Number 6, talk about their business, not yours. Ask about it. Tell them why they selected it. What was the reason for them going into it? How long had they been in there? I mean, by the way, the last thing you should ask them are questions that have a yes or no answer. Open questions, all right? I mean, don't just say, how's business? Because I'll just say, good. And then, what are you going to say then, right? So, come up with some questions that require them to give you some information, all right? Without being threatening. And the other thing you should do is have a template of the questions that you're going to ask. Saves you typing them out all the time on your mobile phone, because that drives me crazy because my fingers are too big, right? And I just copy and paste it, okay? But whatever you do, make sure the questions you ask them are open-ended questions. Now, for sure, somewhere in that type of conversation, they're going to ask you, what about you, right? Well, I can tell you, use it as a takeaway, throwaway line. Don't go on a tweet about the fact that you're a member of whatever network marketing thing you're in, or you're in Mobi, or you're in iPro. Don't do that. I mean, simply say in generic terms, look, I love and enjoy helping people with their traffic and leads here on Facebook. That's what my focus is. That's what I love to do. And that's what my business is all about. Okay? That's all you need to know. Then ask them about them in particular. What would be their number one strength? Okay? What would they consider to be their number one strength? And by the way, you can couch. The reason why I'm asking the question is because I was asked that same question myself just recently by my mentor. What is my strength and my weaknesses? And it made me think. And it really made me think. And I'm asking you to have a think about, what's your strength? I mean, I'm not going to ask you about your weaknesses unless you want to share it, right? But what do you think are your greatest strengths? And in particular, what's your number one strength? Then point 8, what I say thank you. That's really interesting. That's really good. And if you have similar strengths or weaknesses, share that with them. Just keep the conversation going. And then I ask them a very important question. It's simply this. If I ask you, what is your greatest need in your business right now? What would you say? And do not say anything else until you get an answer to that question. By the way, if they don't answer the question, let it go, right? But when they come back with the answer, whatever it may be, then do not offer any solutions, do not offer any opinions, nothing. Simply say, well, that's really interesting. I mean, many folks have similar issues to that as well, okay? But whatever it is, but do not try and offer a solution. That's the last thing you should do right then. Try and jump in with a solution which might be your business opportunity, right? Remember, you're trying to be memorable and remarkable and different. And that brings me to the last point, point 10. Always be the first to finish the conversation, okay? Whatever it may be, you have to give the impression that you're busy, that you're believable, and that you are beneficial. But you have to go. But by all means, simply say to them, look, that is really interesting what you just shared with me. Let me think about that. I may have some things that can help you. But right now, I have to go, okay? So let's chat again in a very near future. So, there are my prospecting tips. Do they work? Absolutely they work. I enjoy doing it. Do you think you can do that? I mean, if you're introverted, is that too much to ask? By the way, if you can get them onto Skype or on a place like Zoom webinar or whatever it is, where you can actually talk to each other and see eye to eye, it's even more beneficial, right? But if you're an introvert, I know you don't want to do that, right? So, there are my 10 prospecting tips for Facebook. I hope you found it helpful. All the best. Bye for now.